Okay, hi. So if you're a little confused for the directions, basically what this video is going to do is I'm going to explain as best I can an image I'm looking at on the screen. What I want you to do is get out a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you to draw this image based on my description. Okay? You are going to have to draw this image based on my description and then upload it. And you don't get to see everyone else's uploads, and you don't get to see the image until you post what your picture looks like. And so you can scroll down after you're done with this, and you get to see what everyone's pictures look like. Uh, and it'll be kind of interesting to see how everything comes out. Okay, I can use whatever words I want. There's no limitation. You just can't ask, okay? So I genuinely want you to try to draw the picture I'm describing and then see how close you can actually get it. And maybe I'll give a like or two to some of my favorite pictures in the class. I can't give any extra credit out, but I do love this activity. Okay, so once you have a pen and a paper out, pause the video right now. And once you have a pen and paper out, hit back because I'm going to start describing that image, okay? Are you ready? Okay. It's a picture of a cow, but the cow is made of mostly shapes. Okay, so it's basically any. If you could look at this image, you could draw it. Okay, so there's no complicated details. Um, the head. You can see my cat's Kale in the background going crazy. Anyway, so let's get to this drawing. Uh, the head is a oval shaped. Okay. Uh, at the bottom of the ovals, almost like a clock at the like 5 position and at the 7 position, there are two black filled in circles that are supposed to be its eyes. Underneath that oval, there's a rectangle. So the top of the rectangle is just barely touching that oval, and then it's a small little rectangle. Okay, and there are two small ovals that are vertical on either inside, but on either side of the rectangle that are like little nose holes. Okay. Now the cow has little ears. So at positions about for a clock. I'm still using a clock. So at positions 10 and at position 2, there are two little diamond shaped ears going off in their respective directions. Just above those, so at 11 and at 1, there are two horns. So they're just little triangles. They're like little triangles. They're a little bit like longer triangles, but they're triangles. Okay. Now, there should be some space, just a little bit of space, between so the nose, right, shouldn't be too long and the ear should not be too wide, where you can put what it looks like. It looks like, think of like the top of a mushroom, like a half circle. Um, it's going to be a big half circle for the body. Okay, a big half circle, and the just part of that circle is just barely touching the head, so they're connected. Okay. um Sometimes it's my activity and I wish I could just show you this. Okay, there are spots on this cow. Okay, so on the side of the half circle closest to the head, within the half circle, there's a semi-large circle that takes up about a third, and then next to it is a smaller circle that only takes up about I would say like a fifth. So there are two tiny circles in this half circle. The one circle closest to the cow is larger, and the one farther away from the cow is smaller. Okay. At the same vertically, on the same level vertically, at the end of the not at the very end of the half circle, but like kind of coming off the back, is a line and then a diamond the same size as the ears for that little tail on the cow. Okay. And finally, the cow only has two legs. I know this is a broken cow, but coming off the straight part of the half circle, going down, are two small, tiny little rectangles that are supposed to be its legs, and each of its feet are just tiny little rectangles too. Okay. And so that's it. That's the whole cow. So whatever drawing you have, I hope is good. I hope I'm a good describer. But maybe some of you have some garbage in front of you that I get to see. Honestly, it's my favorite thing when I see a bunch of garbage. I'm sorry, my screen has gone blurry for a second. Hold on. yeah, but so take a picture of it and submit it down in the discussion before. Once you submit your picture, it should open up the discussion section, and you should be able to see, first of all, the picture of the cow I'm describing, and then you should be able to see everyone's else's picture. The point of this activity is to model communication, right? There's a lot of noise happening, right? I have a message and I'm encoding the message the best way I can, and you are all decoding the message the best you can. And so let's see how well communication actually works. Can we actually communicate like this? And in the same way that I'm trying to communicate a picture of a cow, throughout this course, I'm going to try to communicate a picture. I'm going to try to communicate different concepts of public speaking, and other professors would try to communicate math or history, right? And you're going to decode it. And so sometimes you can leave a lecture and you might metaphorically feel like you have an ugly picture of a little cow, and you're like, this does not look right or make sense, and you just leave class and you don't say anything. But my goal is that imagine this activity if you could ask questions, right? If you could ask questions while you're drawing, right? Maybe that helps you, right? And so there's a number of different ways in which we can benefit and better our communication by asking questions, being a part of the communication process. If you have any questions about this activity, feel free to email me or send me anything. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this activity. It's one of my favorite activities to do, and it's the first one we do. So have a good one.